And we bring you the interviews, the artists, the music, always fresh and first. It is a great delight to be able to spotlight this brother. To FM HDMS, had an opportunity of seeing his work and just chatting with him. I've been at quite a few church events where there were concerts, and Lamont, I had the chance to really see this gentleman's work for what he does in photography. There are many photographers out there. I've met many of you, and for those of you that are watching the live video, we appreciate you so much for subscribing to my channel, Trusted Voice in Radio, and for those of you that can see the live video as well. I've met many photographers. I've seen many of them shoot, and it's a lot of great talent in this city. But I must say there is one photographer that I noticed when I went to this concert a couple of times, Lamont, and there were 3 photographers there. But it was something about this gentleman, Mr. Mike Morgan. I was watching, I was right there up on the front row, and I was watching the other photographers, but this guy had the gear on. You know how you come prepared in the Army, and you got the gear on? This guy had the gear on, and I said, this man knows his work. Not only did he have one camera, he had about 2 or 3. So I knew that Mr. Mike Morgan was a photographer that believes in capturing the moment. I want to take this time to let's welcome him, Mr. Mike Morgan of Mike Morgan Images, to FM HDMS. It is a pleasure to be able to spotlight a man that has an eye to the camera. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm feeling great, man, now that we have you here in our studios. Mike, this is your first time of seeing what we do here, and welcome, man. Tell everybody what you think of FM HDMS, and, of course, your dear brother, Simone Below. Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. I love the studio setup. Simone, better known as Dr. Feelgood, is a real good friend of mine. Doing real good things in the Christian community. We need a lot more people just like you.
No problem. Thank you. Mike, I want to talk a little bit, and my intern, Lamont, again, good morning. We welcome you to our studio. I want to talk a little bit about who in the world, before we even get into this whole thing about photography and images, who in the world is this guy from Darby, Pennsylvania that I know of named Mike Morgan?
Well, Mike Morgan is a little boy born and raised in the city of Chicago. Joined the Navy, moved to California, took a ship from California to Philadelphia, went over the bridge to First Church of Deliverance in Camden, where I got saved. And through that ministry, I think I've been there now 23 years. God has blessed me with the gift and taught me photography. Right. And that's originally where I got my gift from.
Let me ask you something. You didn't go to school for this?
No, I never went to one day of class.
So tell me something. How did you learn this craft and to learn it so well as you do?
Back in high school, I used to take pictures for my high school yearbook and put it down over the years and pick the camera back up and just start taking pictures. And God just allowed people to come into my life, like, people that mentored me in the field of photojournalism. Bill Foster, Abdul, Terrence, just a few Philadelphia photographers that really helped me in this photography field. And from there on, God he closed the door and opened a bay window blessing. I started taking pictures for BT, 103.9 FM here in Philadelphia, a lot of churches. Then I went on tour, just recently went on tour this year, did a 4-city tour with the McDonald Inspiration Gospel Tour, featuring Smokey Norfolk, Tamala Mann, John P. Key, and Lecrae. So God has opened up just so many doors, and there's no credit of my own. I give it all to Him.
That's awesome. Lamont, I want my intern to step in. Lamont, do you have anything you want to ask Mr. Morgan?
Yes. Philly isn't really one of the biggest.
Right in the mic. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Philadelphia isn't really one of the biggest markets. You could have chose to go to. You could have stayed in California, went to L.A. You could have went to Miami, New York, or even Atlanta. Why would you choose Philadelphia to really start photography?
Well, I really didn't choose Philly. I got out the Navy here in Philadelphia in February of 90. Had a son born on Christmas Day, and ended up staying here to raise my son.
That's special. It's very special. That's pretty much it.
Okay. So Mike, listen. The thing is that a lot of these entertainers, and I've come across many of them, as you can see many photos and pictures here in the studio. I've interviewed a lot of artists on my show over the years. They can have any type of photographer they want. Hollywood photographers, I've met some. There's a fabulous one up in New York, I know. Why you? Why you? I know you're chosen by God, but there's something about, and I know because I've watched you and I've experienced it. There's something about the way you do things.
Well, I've done a lot of photography. I've done journalistic photography, which is newspaper, media. I did studio photography, which is fashion. And I just like Christian photography. I like to what I call giving back to what God gave me, as in capturing the moment. When I shoot images at different gospel events, pastors' installations, my images tell a story. But when you go and look through a photo book of images that I've shot, you say, you know what? Wow, God moved there. I need to be there the next time. Right. So, that's the slogan of my business, which is capturing your essence one click at a time.
I like that. Now, if people want to find out about your website and all of that great information, because I went to your website, go ahead and give them that information. I'm holding up his business card as we have here. He even has his shirt. I wish the photographer can get a close shot at that. Move up a little bit. Look at that. It says Mike Morgan Images. Now, you're doing it. Did you bring mine today? Go ahead and give them the information, Mike. Go ahead.
Yes, you can view some of my work at www.mikemorganImages.com, or another website is mikefromphilly.com. And I can always be reached at 215-602-2416. Remember, it's Mike Morgan Images, where we capture your essence one click at a time.
And folks, if you go to that website, you'll get a chance to see some of the images that he has done. In fact, I posted about a week ago before I went on vacation 3 photos that he took of me that I didn't even know that I was in the moment. I was in the moment, brother. You just caught that. That's what makes it so special, is that you don't even know that he's shooting you.
Yeah, at that service, God was moving. He was definitely moving.
So let me ask you, what is on the itinerary for the summer? If people, we're getting close to that family reunion time, people want to capture that moment, and share how you're available to do that for folks.
Well, the only thing you have to do is you really just contact me at either 215-602-2416 or by email info@mikemorganimages.com, or sign my guest book at www.mikemorganimages.com. And if my date is free, I'll be there. But as far as upcoming engagements, I have my last city I'll be doing August the 30th in the beautiful city of Dallas, Texas, with Bishop Jakes, the Mega Fest, for the last tour of the 2013 McDonald's Inspiration Gospel Tour.
That is incredible. You're doing some big things. Let me ask you this, Mike. You've seen many pictures. You work with many photographers. What, in your opinion, what makes you good at being a photographer, number one, and number two is that what makes you good at being the photographer that you are?
Well, in anything that you do, you have to be prepared. Normally when I come to a job, you see I'm geared up. I have my vest on. I have 2 or 3 cameras. I have 3 or 4 lenses. I have batteries. I have everything that I need. Yes. And the key thing as a photographer is just to not just to get a shot, get that shot. That one particular shot. I may shoot 1,000 pictures, but out of those 1,000, I may get 100 that's that shot. Oh, wow. That person crying, that person joy, a smile, a tear, a child jumping, something that captures that memorable moment, because you're freezing a moment in time that can never ever be repeated again. That's why those images are so important.
Michael, what are people saying when they look at your photos and they look at your shots? I know what I can say. I said, wow, I can't believe that. And the responses that I got from people because of those shots were amazing, because you caught me in a praise. You caught me at a moment when me and God was having a moment there. What are people saying about your photography when they see those photos?
Well, a lot of times when they see them, they don't remember it. They don't remember me being there.
Right.
They don't even recall me even taking the image. They're surprised. Because when you are on a one-on-one relationship with Christ and you feel the anointing falling down on you, you're in a whole different place. You having an out-of-body experience of an inner feeling that you feel. So you don't know. So they are as surprised of themselves that they see that I was able to capture that moment.
Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking to photographer Mr. Mike Morgan. He's actually working for me as well now. I like that. Make sure you check him out, Mike Morgan Images. You can reach him at 215-602-2416. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you can check out his website. It's MikeMorganImages.com. You already know it's the www. Right? MikeMorganImages.com. Go there. Look at all of the great photos that he has of major artists, of images of people. I think I'm on there somewhere. But let me ask you something, Mike. What was one of your most memorable shots in your career that you have done? Think about it for a minute, because you shot a lot of people, man.
The most memorable image that I've taken, you don't say shoot, because that can mess you up.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
I said shot.
The most memorable image that I've shot is when I had the opportunity when then Senator Barack Obama came through. Wow. And I had an up close and personal with Barack Obama and Michelle Obama.
What was that? What was that like?
It was just awesome. It was a moment in time, never ever to be forgotten.
Wow, that's great.
Because he was the first black president.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely. Anything you want to say, Lamont?
So, you being a photographer is basically just about, like, being in that moment. It's not really, like, the technical stuff behind it. Like, really catching that moment.
Yeah, it's all about getting the shot. And, getting the shot could be on the floor. It could be on the pew. It could be standing up on a car. You do what you need to do to capture that moment. Because, like I said, once you capture that moment, it's just like if you're a photographer at a wedding, if you miss that moment, it can't be duplicated.
Of course. It's
frozen in time. Whatever image you got is frozen in time. That's the moment that they will remember forever.
And people need to understand, and please, Lamont, jump in. I'm talking with Lamont, our intern, as well, as we spotlight Mr. Mike Morgan from his business, Mike Morgan Images. Mike, people need to understand all these digital phones we have. Let's hold up my phone. Look at all these great digital phones we have. And, they shoot great pictures. But people need to understand that it's a big difference. When I look at a professional photographer, I'm talking about somebody that can really shoot. The images are just so crisp. They're so distinct. It makes a difference. People say, well, I don't need to hire a photographer. I can just use my iPad and shoot these images. Talk a little bit about that. Why is such a big difference in this whole thing?
Well, the difference between being a professional and a novice, the novice is someone who's just learning the trade. A professional is someone who has either went to school or has trained to learn through years of experience, knowing the difference of ISO, aperture, how to shoot in manual mode, knowing how to get the sharpest image as possible. Like someone that's going to do it the cheap way with the iPhone, where it may be grainy, not clear. You may have a wide angle. You may need you may be shooting a football game and you want stadium, the whole stadium. So you need a wide angle lens, which is either a fisheye lens or 14 millimeter lens, because it's a wide angle lens. Or you may want to just get you may need you may be shooting someone clear across the stadium, so you may need a 300 lens, 2.8, because what aperture dictates the circumference of the opening of the lens, which either decreases or increases the amount of light that you let into the camera.
Wonderful. So go ahead, Mike, and encourage our listeners and those that are watching us live on the video. Look into that camera and encourage them, Mike, that they need to book you now for that summer pool party, that cookout. Yeah, we just had the holiday, but hey, it's always a cookout during the summer. And for Family Reunion Month. That's right. They need to book you. Go ahead and encourage them to contact you. Go ahead.
Hey, if you need a photographer, not based off money, but based off the quality of work that I do, look me up, www.MikeMorganImages.com. I am the photographer for you that will capture your essence one click at a time.
And I truly believe that, and we thank you so much. What's your final word today on the show?
Is among everything else, make sure that you always take God with you, because I had the opportunity just recently. This year, I shot for 103.9, our third annual Christian event, and we had Fred Hammond, Jacqueline Carr. We had the top name gospel artists in the business. And little did I know that God would open a door where my images got published.
Yes, I saw
in
it.
a worldwide magazine called the Frequency Magazine. That's
saw
all
it.
over the world.
I saw it.
Out of all 66 radio stations that Radio 1 owns.
That's
so
saying
to God
something.
be the glory for the things that He's done.
Yeah, that's saying something, isn't it? That's saying something. Anything you want to say in conclusion, Lamont? Reference to what he
just
was
keep
sharing?
doing what you're doing, and God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead, Mike. I know you love. Somebody's going to enjoy this moment, so go ahead and say hello to some folks that truly love you and care about you.
Hey, just wanted to say hello to all my friends and friends. My friend D, thanks so much for support. But D, I love you so much. And all those that know, please check out my friend Simone Malone, the Feel Good Man, right here at FM HDMS Radio.
He's been practicing that, y'all.
Studio 236.
He's been practicing that. Once again, we thank you, Mr. Mike Morgan, for being with us, spotlighting you today about Mike Morgan Images. Folks, please visit his website. It's MikeMorganImages.com, MikeMorganImages.com. Give him a telephone call. He's going to shoot Simone Malone. He was shooting me already here. You can give him a call at 215. The number is 602-2416. That's 215-602-2416. Stay tuned for more right here out of Studio 236 FM HDMS. Wave goodbye to everybody that can see you, and we'll talk to you real soon. Thank you, Michael, so much.